Today I thought I would go ahead and do a review on the new Tartelette High Performance Naturals Amazonian Clay Matte eyeshadow palette. And I had gotten an email from Tarte saying that they were doing like an early release for a couple, like 4 days or something. So I bought it off the Tarte website, but it is now available for, I believe, VIB Rouge on Sephora, and I'm sure it's coming everywhere soon. So I have used this palette 3 times now, so I kind of feel confident enough to call this video a review. And I did do a demo of the eyeshadows, which is the look that's on my eyes right now, so if you're interested in that, it'll be towards the end of the video. But this is what the palette looks like. It is a hard packaging as opposed to cardboard, which I prefer a hard packaging myself. And then there are 12 eyeshadows, and they are 0.053 ounces a piece, which is a pretty decent sized eyeshadow. And then the first thing that I noticed about this particular palette was Tarte ditched the clear thin plastic with the names on it, and they have actually got the names printed on the actual palette, which I really like that. The older sheets, I used to glue them to the mirror so that I didn't lose them, because I'm prone to like stabbing the eyeshadows with the plastic. Anyway, they're printed on here, which is quite awesome. So all 12 of the eyeshadows in the palette are matte eyeshadows, and they range from warm to cool, so there's a variety in the palette. It's got your highlight shades, kind of transition shades through the center there, and then some deeper definer shades on the outside. The first time that I had used this palette, I had used in 2 RMS bases. One was a deeper purple, and I used that on the lid, and then I used my champagne one underneath the brow, and I really liked how the look turned out. If you follow me on Instagram, that's the picture I posted on Instagram about this palette. That's the look that I was wearing, and that base, I think, really helped to intensify the purples, because I did use these purple shades through here. It's a similar look to what I have on right now. The second time that I used the palette, I used the RMS 00 concealer, which is my favorite eyeshadow primer. I don't really have problems with that at all. And I decided, against my better judgment, to go in with a fluffy brush through the crease and kind of lay down that transition shade that you see often on YouTube. And I knew better than do that, because I know, how my eyelids are. They're, drier, and I know how I have to place eyeshadow to get the intensity, the easiest blend out of it, and to avoid, patchiness and muddiness. So against my better judgment, I laid down, I think it was this Wanderer shade down here through the crease, and then, was going to build up on it and blend and stuff like that. And it turned into a patchy, muddy mess. And I was like, this ain't even cute. So I ended up putting some glitter glue on my lid and slapping on a bunch of glitter and calling it whatever. So the first time I really liked it. The second time I really didn't like it, and then today, which is the look that I have on right now, I used my RMS 00 concealer again, because that's the base that I prefer and use most often, so that I can give you guys my best opinion on how they performed with that base, because that's what I like to use. And without that deeper purple shade like I had used it the first time, the shades didn't go on the lid quite as intense as they had when I had used that darker purple base. They're still, quite dark, but they're a little bit more subdued than they were the first time that I had used it. Today, when I got up close, I did notice that there is patchiness through here, and I did try to build up the shadow, and it did adhere decently, but then I went ahead to blend it out, and it blended away again into slight patchiness, so I had to watch, delicately try to blend it where the patchiness was. I do like the way that the look came out. I think the colors in here are really, really nice, but I compare like every matte eyeshadow that I use nowadays to the Viseart Nude Matte 01 palette, which is it's a holy grail matte palette for me. And I do get a lot of questions about, would you prefer the Viseart Matte to this, that, and the other? And the Viseart Matte is my #1 matte eyeshadows, and if I find something better, you guys will be the first to know. But in comparison to that, it's average to nice is how I kind of think of it. Again, I do have those drier lids, so I do run into the patchiness problems with matte eyeshadows a lot more often than somebody with like normal to oily lids, so that's just something to bear in mind. Another thing that I noticed with this particular palette being all matte, it wasn't that powdery, which was really nice. Not a lot of product kicked up in the pans when I put my brush into the shades. And I believe I used almost every shade in here except for I think maybe these 2 up here, since I had gotten it. So that's how I feel about the palette. It's a decent palette for the money especially, and there are some really pretty all matte shades inside of it. So that's my overall feelings on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get up close and give you guys some swatches of these. So here's what the palette looks like up close. It's a holographic type gold that collects the fingerprints on there. And then inside there is a mirror, and this doesn't flip all the way backwards either, so it kind of props open. So if you do like to use mirrors in that sense, it'll be kind of convenient because it holds itself up like that. And then inside of here are the shades. You know, I don't know if you're going to be able to read those because of how shiny that is, but let me try to read these names for you guys. And the actual shades are showing up very true to color in the viewfinder as well. So you have Free Spirit, Force of Nature, Dreamer, Multitasker, Caregiver, Natural Beauty, Best Friend, Bombshell, Super Mom, Wanderer, Power Player, and Fashionista. Okay, so let me go ahead and swatch these for you guys. There is the first row. Here's the second row. And then the last row. You're gonna have a hard time seeing that guy right there. But there are the shades. Hopefully those swatches were helpful for you guys. Real quick on the formula, to the touch, they're real silky feeling. They're not as thin as the Lorac Mega Pro or the Lorac Pro palette mats. They're not as thin as that. There is a little bit of substance there, but they're a little bit thinner than say like the Art mats. So now if you're interested in seeing how the eyeshadows applied and the look that's on my eyes, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. I already went ahead and primed my eyes with the RMS Uncover Up in 00 from the lash line to up underneath the brow. And now I'm going to take a Chikuhodo GSN 9 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade right here, which is called Caregiver. It is a matte light pink. Everything's matte. And I'm going to put that on the inner part of my lid, just kind of right there. And then on a Goss number 18 brush, it's just a flat shader. I think I'm going to pick up, I'm trying to decide between these two. I'm going to go into this one right here, which is called Best Friend. It's like a purple mauve shade. I'm going to pack that on the center of the lid. And then take that GSN 9 that we put the Caregiver shade down on and just give this a blend. Now on a Goss number 6 brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Bombshell, which is a eggplant shade, just on the tip of that, and give it a tap. And I'm going to go into the outer portion of the lid, and I'm going to bring this up through the crease. Pick up a little bit more of that Bombshell shade. Just so I have a shade that's roughly like that. Then on a Chikuhodo GSN 10 brush, I'm going to go back into the shade... I was going to go back into Best Friend, but I think I'm going to go into Natural Beauty instead. Let's go into this one right here on this fluffy brush. I'm going to pick up some of that, and I'm going to blend out this first part here. And then I'm going to pick up some more and blend out the Bombshell shade with that. And for the highlight, I'm going to use a GSN 7 brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here, which is called Super Mom. I'm just going to pick that up on that brush and put that underneath the brow here. And then on the GSN 10, I'm going to go back into Natural Beauty and pick up that and bring it up a bit through the crease there. blend it up into that highlight shade. I think I'm going to put a little bit more Bombshell in the crease here with that Goss number 6 brush. I'm going to pick up some more of the Bombshell shade and deepen that up just a little bit. I'm going to bring it a little bit higher too. And then one more time with the GSN 10 here. I got up closer to the mirror and I do have a bit of fallout on my cheeks from that darker shade. This is a Chikuhodo powder brush. I'm just going to brush that off. And then too, there is patchiness through the crease. I tried to build it up and blend it to get that to go away. But it's still, when I go to blend it, then it goes kind of patchy again. It's not terribly patchy, but it is there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Real Techniques eyeliner brush, and I'm going to pick up Bombshell again here, and I'm going to line my top lash line, like 2/3 of my top lash line here. Just about like that. So there is the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to put some lips on for you guys. For lips, I have got the NARS Velvet Lip Liner, and this is in the shade El Agua. And I'm just going to go ahead and line them and kind of fade it inwards, because the lipstick I picked should match this pretty good. And then the lipstick that I have here is from the Tom Ford Lips and Boys collection, which it's actually still on Saks website. There's like a piece of hair right here. But it's going to be coming out like at Nordstrom's again and a few other retailers and in-store, I think on December 26th. But they're the 2-gram size. They like released this whole 50 collection. Anyway, the shade that I'm going to use is in Julian. This is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my lips with this. And that lip liner actually matches this perfect. That makes me happy. I haven't worn this yet. Ooh, I really like that. That lip color. So there is the overall finished look using the Tartelette palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.